So, Ed, what can you tell us about this victory for the union in New York?
Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to get the margin of victory in. It was incredibly tight. And of course, this is a vote that's gone on for several days, right? And there was the idea that whatever the outcome, and this is still a possibility, that there will be challenges and recounts. But really, it is, as we've written in many Bloomberg stories, a watershed moment. You know, Amazon employs hundreds of thousands of people throughout the US in a number of fulfillment centers. They have, for many years, been able to push back against unionization. And as you may have seen, Kayleigh, here in the United States, I'm not so sure about Guy in Europe, but there are constant television ads running here in the US. Amazon talking about $15 an hour and healthcare available to workers from day one. That's what their argument is, that there is not a need to unionize because the way that Amazon pays its workers at all levels and the additional benefits that they give, including healthcare, are sufficient. But this, in the case of the New York election, the union clinching what I expect to be a narrow victory, I'm waiting on the numbers from colleagues and through the Bloomberg terminal, is a watershed moment for this company.
In terms of how this will be replicated, Ed, just walk us through the process. Is Amazon fighting other similar pushes elsewhere? Will this have an impact, the fact that there is a victory here, albeit tight maybe, we don't know the numbers, as you say, we're waiting for them, but nevertheless a potential victory for the union. Will this embolden and accelerate that process elsewhere?
Yeah, I guess the question now, Guy, is where next? I think what's interesting, there's a parallel here with what we've seen with Amazon in Europe. You know, as you know, in the United Kingdom, in mainland European Union, unionization efforts or the commonality of unions in the workplace is more present, right? And Amazon has dealt with the issue of unionization in a higher frequency, a higher volume of cases. So we have this situation in New York, Staten Island and New York, also states like Alabama. Where else might this now happen? And of course, it's down to organization. I have to say, you know, I'm not a beat journalist that covers unionization. It'd be great to speak to Josh Iselson, but it just takes a worker in one of these plants to get organized and suggest that they get the signatures required to trigger a vote, and you'd expect that to happen. Go ahead.
Ed, just to say we've got the details, I know we should be wrapping this up, but the election at Amazon's JFK8 fulfillment center in Staten Island wasn't close, according to the reporting I'm reading here, with only a few hundred ballots left to count. The Amazon Labor Union led with 2,300 yes versus 1,855 no votes for Amazon. So we're starting to get some of the details in terms of the scale of the victory here. As you say, Ed, a watershed moment.